Today, we're going to learn how to read 5 minds. This may sound hard, but it's actually one of the easiest tricks I know, and it's a super fun party trick that is very fun and engaging for your audience. So without further ado, let's get on with this trick. Now usually I'll do a performance and then go straight to the tutorial, but because of how the trick works, I'm going to go right to the tutorial to make things a lot more easier for everyone. So for the trick, what you'll need is a deck of cards, and you don't have to have a full deck of cards, but you'll need to pull out 5 key cards that will be easy for you to remember. I usually do, and I usually recommend using the 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 of hearts for this trick. Now before the trick starts, you're going to have those key cards on top of the deck like so. Oh, and by the way, these are James Bond cards, and if you really want them, check the link down in the description where you can buy one. This isn't a sponsor, I just think these are really cool cards, and I'm a really big fan of James Bond. And now you have the trick set up and ready, so now you're going to go up and grab 5 people for the trick, and they're going to be the spectators for the rest of the trick. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off by shuffling the deck. This will look like it's being mixed up, but in reality, you're going to keep those cards up on the top just like that, so you don't mess up that setup that you have at the top. You can even do some false cuts like that if you really want to. If you don't know any false cuts, I'll leave a link to a video where you can learn them at the end of the trick. Now what you're going to do next is you're going to ask one of your spectators to deal out 5 piles of 5 cards. Now while you're saying that, you're going to actually start out. So what you're going to do is you're then going to say 5 piles of 5 cards like that. You're going to have one of the spectators deal it out like that, and then you're going to give them the cards and so on and so forth. Now it's better to just put out these cards at the beginning because you never know how your spectator will deal, because sometimes they'll deal like this and then like sometimes they'll deal like this, but it's important that you deal out first so that the key cards are there for your audience to begin with. So then you're going to hand the deck over to your audience and just tell them, hey, now you can deal out those cards, and you can tell them that they can deal from anywhere from the deck. They can do that, and it won't ruin the trick at all. You just got to make sure that there are 5 piles of 5 cards in each pile. So you just do that, and then you're going to move on. Okay, so after you're done doing that, you don't need the rest of these cards. You're only going to be focusing on these ones. Now you're going to be explaining to your audience, and while you do this, you're actually going to shuffle up each of the piles in your hand of it. This won't ruin the setup that you have, and it'll make it more appealing for your audience. But as you're doing that, you're going to explain to them that each of their piles, they're going to memorize a card from. And after you're done shuffling those piles in with each other and such, what you then can do is you're going to go to the first spectator, you're going to grab their pile, and you're just going to allow them to look at the cards. For the tutorial, we are looking at the cards. So let's say they pick an obvious one. Let's say they pick the Ace of Spades. So you're going to tell them to remember their card and to not tell anyone their card at all throughout the rest of the trick. Don't even write it down, don't whisper it to your friend, don't do any of that. Just remember their card, lock it into their mind, and never tell anyone. So in this case, they'll think of the Ace of Spades, and because I have absolutely terrible memory, I'm going to write it down on this piece of paper right here. All right, like that. And then you can just allow them to shuffle up the pack even more. This will not hurt the trick, and it'll make it even more appealing for the audience. This part is actually what can sometimes fool magicians, because you are giving the cards to your audience to shuffle, which is a big no-no in Magic. You're then going to do that for the 4 next spectators, to then for them to pick a card in their mind like that, like the 10 of clubs, shuffle it up, and then they shuffle it up and stuff. Now after you're done letting the 5th spectator pick their card and stuff, you're then going to ask each of the spectators to just do some final shuffles and then just put them to the center of the table. So they'll do that, and then you're going to ask one of the spectators to then just pick which pile they they want me to pick up first. So let's say they let me to pick up this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. This will just make it mixed up a bit more and more appealing for your audience. Now, with this pack of cards, you don't want to mess with it. You don't want to cut it. You don't want to false cut it. You don't want to shuffle it at all. All of those will make it suspicious and will probably ruin the trick. So what you're going to do is you're going to deal them out in columns like this. And as you're doing that, you're going to tell them this. Now, I have shuffled the pack. I have dealed you out cards. I didn't even deal out the cards, actually. And you then picked your own cards that you wanted and thought of them. You didn't even tell anyone. That you then shuffled up your own piles, and then we mixed all those piles together into what we have now and what I am dealing out right now. And now you're going to ask the first spectator where their card was. And because it's the ace of spades, their card is going to be right here. Now, we don't know that, obviously. So the way we're going to do this is the first spectator had the two of hearts. They had the two of hearts as their key card. That was their key card. What you're then going to do is you're going to find that key card, which is the two of hearts right here, and you're going to navigate to the column that they point to. Sorry, I meant to clarify. You're going to ask them to point to a column of where their card is. And because their card is the ace of spades, they'd point right here. So then you're going to navigate from the two of hearts to the right to their column. And then you'll see that it's the ace of spades. And this is how you'll find their card each time. And after you do this, you're then going to say, after all of that stuff that we went through, I know that the first spectator's card is the ace of spades. And when you say it like that, everyone is going to wig out and lose their minds, and they're going to be flabbergasted. And now for the next spectator, who has the 10 of clubs, which is right here, they're going to point, obviously, to this column right here. Now, since they had the 4 of hearts this time, which is right here, you're then going to navigate to their column. Oh, it's the 10 of clubs. You're going to tell them, oh, your card is the 10 of clubs. You're then going to move to the third spectator, who got the jack of hearts, which the jack of hearts is right here. And for them, they had the 6 of hearts, which is right here. You're then going to navigate to the column that they pointed to, which is the jack of hearts. You're going to reveal it to them. You're then going to do that same process for the next 2 spectators until you have officially read, quote unquote, read their minds. And if you want to learn another party trick like that, that is as fun and as convincing like that, I'd recommend clicking on this video right here, where I show you how to do a party trick like that only takes 5 cards. And yeah, there's also the false cut tutorial that I put right there as well. So thank you for watching this video. Recommend checking those 2 out, and have a good day. Bye-bye.